It's a good morning. My name is Uganda Semakula Ziksoka. Welcome to TBC TV. Good morning, Uganda Extra. On this day, it is the 4th of November in this year 2021. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, it is a Good Morning Uganda Extra program on Thursday today. Now, picking it up from where the Good Morning Uganda team left it, here is where we are now to get into now another conversation with experts from the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. And of course, we will be talking about the Corporate Registers Forum, a conference that is coming on next week on Tuesday, the 9th until Thursday, 11th, 2021. Joining me in studios are two very important visitors here. And I'll start with Mr. Arthur Kwesiga, the Director for ICT from URSB. You're very welcome, Mr. Kwesiga.
Thank you, moderator, and good morning to you all viewers.
Happy to have you. Thank you so much. Together with Mr. Kwesiga is Miss Patricia Opoka, and she is the manager for document registrations and licensing. Welcome, Patricia.
Thank you. Good morning, our viewers.
Thank you. Well, I'm happy to have both of you here. And of course, here is where we are. We talk about the Corporate Licensing Forum. Let's first of all understand what it is, Corporate Licensing Forum. Mr. Poka, I beg your pardon, Patricia Poka. Patricia, let me start with you. What's this thing?
Okay, the Corporate Registers Forum is an association of corporate registries. It's a membership organization open to all MDAs. Those are ministries, departments, and agencies that operate the company registry worldwide. Yes.
Corporates. We have another meaning for. We have another understanding of corporates. You know, when you talk about corporates. You only register corporate organizations in there, and nothing else apart from corporate registers, rather corporate companies.
Okay, for lack of just to simplify, it's an association that brings on the people who register these companies from different parts of the world. Currently, we have 66 member countries. From Africa, we have 14. We have Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, Botswana, Mauritius, Nigeria, Ghana, amongst others.
Okay.
Yes.
So this conference is coming on next week.
Yes.
What is it intended to achieve?
The purpose of this conference brings together the different registries. It's an opportunity for us to review the work we are doing, benchmark from our colleagues, and learn and share experiences and learn on how to improve our services and innovate better ways of doing business. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Kwesiga, does anybody, do these corporate organizations benefit from this? We just want to know what it takes, first of all, for them to be there, and maybe the benefits that come with being members of the Corporate Registrations Forum.
Okay, thank you. First of all, like Patricia has said, this CRF conference brings together all corporate registries, all institutions that register companies all over the world. It's a 66-member organization, but also there are other members, many members who come to attend even when they have not yet been formalized into the membership. So this is an opportunity to compare, you know, what does it take to register a company, what requirements, what are the steps, what are the procedures. And from there, if, for example, we have 10 and someone has 2 procedures, then you pick interest. Pick interest and see what to merge, you know, what to remove, and there you are improving the doing business environment. Especially also, it is an opportunity to compare the legal frameworks. You compare the legal frameworks. How is it done in Mauritius? How is it done in South Africa? How is it done in the common law countries? You know, then from there you come up with a hybrid, and it so informs the legal reform process in our jurisdiction, for example, in Uganda. Then also, we also look more about the risks that are involved, you know, with now issues of identity theft and fraud. You know, people can use companies to fraud funds from other countries to other countries. So it's also an opportunity to see how you can mitigate all these risks, first of all identifying them, but also mitigating them.
Okay, let me first understand this. What we're talking about here is we're talking about for Uganda, for example, URSB. I am thinking there's what they call KRSB, maybe for Kenya, TRSB, ZSB. That's what we're looking at. And this is a conference that brings all of you together. Exactly. We're not talking about corporate organizations or corporate companies or entities as it is. Is that so?
Yes.
Well, very important. Okay. And picking it up from Mr. Kwesiga here said is you're looking at them to benchmark and see how the others do what they do and question. What do you think first and foremost that we do different that maybe can be picked from us? For example, at URSB, we used to have, of course, registrations of companies, birth and death registrations, what you call civil registry, and all the things. What do you think is this thing that we have as a country that as we get into this conference, that the rest of the world, the 66 or the 65 members out there, can actually look to us and say, this is a good practice in Uganda?
Yes, thank you for that question. What I can say, first of all, that is a good practice. One is that in Uganda we have improved the doing business environment, and especially for small SMEs, for small business enterprises. And the key benchmark for Uganda is the collaboration that exists with the tax authority, like for our case URA, and the local governments like KCCA and other local governments in the different districts. So we have a collaboration whereby we work with the local authorities who know where these businesses are actually located, like KCCA. They know where the business is located, so they have to show us, like, come and register this business. And from there, the tax authority also issues a TIN. So this kind of collaboration has made it easy, first of all, for these small entities to register their entities, but also it has been an opportunity to increase the tax revenue. The tax revenue comes up, but also it creates opportunities for these small businesses to compete and get business opportunities.
Okay, you've heard about something called the informal sector in this country, and we keep talking about it, saying the informal sector is the biggest sector, of course, that employs many of our people. And informality, we tend to think informal is nobody even knows who we are. Do we have any businesses that are in that bracket called informal that you do not know about? Because to us, we think when you go to, for you to be formal, is you ought to have registered with URSB, Uganda Revenue Authority knows you, maybe KCC knows you, and all these others. But informal to us means you are actually not formal. It's the opposite of being formal. Do you have any companies? Do you have any companies here that are operating in the informal sector, and you as URSBS do not know them?
It's not possible for you to be called a company and you're informal, because once you get a certificate of incorporation, that is a conclusive proof of incorporation. So you're registered, you're formally recognized. So you can't operate. It's actually illegal for you to operate as a company by using company something limited and you're not registered.
Okay. Yes. What are some of the benefits of you being members of Uganda, for example, being members of URF? It's called URF? CRF. Yes. What are some of these benefits that come with
Uganda being CRF? It creates, first of all, we have a network. It's easy to interact with different registries. You know, we have people who come to set up companies in Uganda. You might want information from Kenya, you might want information from New Zealand, I might want information from Singapore. And these are all members. So it gives me, it's easy for me to reach out to these registries and get the information we are looking for.
Is that easy?
Yes, because we have a network. It's a membership organization. So I'll know people who work in these different registries. Yes.
Okay. Now that there is IT everywhere, and of course we are in that era of IT, Mr. Kwesiga, the Director for ICT, IT from URSB, what are some of these advantages over time that have come with this? Because when you look at URSB, for the time it's been here, of course, there have been different progresses that you've accrued or come to. But in the wake now, or in the height of ICT, what best have we done that we actually now sure of what we're doing and where we're going?
Yes, thank you. First of all, is that IT presents a lot of opportunities, too many opportunities. but also it presents many risks. So what I can say is that, but we leverage, of course, on the opportunities and try to address the risks. So what I can say is that, for example, in 2012, URSB services were only accessible at our current head office on George Street. As we speak, we have established regional centers and branch offices. In Kampala alone, we have 3 branch offices, but we are also in Arua, in Guru, in Mbarara, in Mbale, and Masaka. We are also planning to have presence in Fort Portal and Hoima, and other regional centers, especially the new cities. So what you can do in URSB in Kampala, you can do it in Mbarara. Remember, previously people had to walk to come to register a company in Kampala from all over the country and spend days or weeks here in Kampala. So that's one opportunity. The second opportunity that ICT presents is improved quality and speed of service. For example, if I say that now when you come to register a business, we are able to verify your ID, your national ID, with NIRA. The systems are interlinked. So that one, when we register
it's now
a company,
a requirement.
Yes.
It's a requirement now.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have to be sure who is really behind this company. Previously, there were situations whereby if a company is involved in corruption or fraud, you look for the owners and they had an opportunity to disappear. So that now is not there. But also payments. Previously you would pay money to a government official, but you are not sure whether the money has been received by URA. Right now our systems are interlinked. The moment you pay, we automatically verify with URA that the money has been received. And over time, I think we are now in a range of 50 to 60 billion collections per year, from the 5 to 10 billion when about 10 years ago. So you can see the opportunities that IT presents. But of course, the bigger one is convenience. Convenience, we want to make sure that on your platform, you are able to register a company, you are able to apply for name reservation, you are able to receive the certificate in the comfort of your home. What I can say is that there are also, it is a step-by-step, in terms of resources, human capacity, and the IT ecosystem. So we are looking at implementing the digital signature infrastructure, working with the National Information Technology Authority, so that you are able to sign digitally. And then we are also looking at ensuring that all these systems are well interconnected so that the process from start to the end can be completed online. Right now, there are some services that we can complete online, but there are also those that are not yet there, and that's what we are working on now.
Okay, very important. Now, the conference is coming on, and of course, Uganda, we are hosting as a country. Yes. We're hosting this conference. It's coming on, and I'm very sure that URSB as URSP or Uganda as a country will definitely have something to pick and to learn or to get to benefit from this particular conference. But to the viewer out there who wants to know this government agency or body called URSB, the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. Patricia, help the viewer understand, what do you offer to the people? Why are you here? Why should the people even know that there is an organization or there is an agency of government called the URSB? And how do they even benefit from your services?
Okay, thank you. Our Uganda Registration Services Bureau is a semi-autonomous body that was created by law. It came into force as URSB in 2012. We offer various services: business registration, we have company incorporation, business name registration, we register documents like powers of attorney, statutory declaration, agreements. We also offer civil registration of marriages. We're in Kampala. We're the Registrar of Marriages. We conduct marriages in Kampala at our office, and you can get a special license to have a place gazetted as a place of marriage to carry out your wedding. And then we are the National IP Office. We register trademarks, copyright, patents, industrial designs, and others. And then we are also the official receiver. Companies are born and some of them don't make it, so we try and make a smooth transition out of business. Yes, and then also we host the collateral registry.
What's now collateral registry?
It's a platform where borrowers and lenders can register their interest in a good. It's basically for movable property. I have a vehicle, I have jewelry, I have my phone, I have my laptop. I have my animals, I can access credit from a financial institution, and then it's registered.
Do people know these things? Do people know that you give these services? Do they come to you for these services?
Yes.
Or no?
People know our services, they come to us. But of course, we have a population. Our population is about 40 million. And as the director has said, we have offices in Kampala and outside Kampala. But of course, it would be good for us to be in every district. Of course, that is a long-term plan. But for now, we have that, and we have the TREP, which we spoke about. We have our presence in 44 municipalities all over Uganda. 44? Yes.
Municipalities?
Yes.
Well, that's a good coverage list. Mr. Kwesiga, you want to add something onto that?
Well, what I can say is that once all these services are online, like for example, what we call the SIMPO, the Security Interest in Movable Property Registry, that called Registry of Movable Property, it is from end to end online. So if you go to a bank, you want to use your laptop to secure credit, they will register it there and then, register the serial numbers, the laptop, they attach a value, and there it is published. So anyone else who wants to see what movable property is registered before they can give you a loan, they can look at it. So you can see that with ICT services can reach every corner of Uganda. But we are also trying to work out partnerships and adopt a model like agency registration, so that we have like business associations or corporate organizations that we can work with that can help us to offer services more or less like how we see the agent banking in the financial sector.
Okay, what don't you register? Because I think somebody was asking whether they can register their cooperative, their circle, their cooperative circle in a way, with you, the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, or not. Because everybody knows that when you want to register a company in this country, then you go to URSP, and that's where you get your name reservation, that's where you get your documents registered, that's where you get, and of course the document bit of it here, you also need to talk more about that, especially in this week where we see many politicians now either changing, renouncing and adopting new names, doing what they called it polls or so. Many of the things we need to understand them. But can somebody come to you and register their own circle and say, we have a circle called Patricia Kwesiga Jagenda circle with you or not?
No, circles, cooperative societies are registered with Ministry of Trade and Cooperatives.
Isn't that duplication?
It's a different legal framework.
It's a different legal framework.
Yes.
Okay, so does it become, I don't know, now its legality is now under the Ministry of Trade?
Yes.
Yes. Talk more about document registration, because I think this was another very big issue.
Document registration is a service we offer. Now, if I change my name, I'll swear a deed poll will be drafted, it's signed and it's commissioned, and then I register it for 50,000, and then I'm required to gazette it. The purpose of a gazette is to tell the world that I've changed my name. And then you adopt the new name. That is the procedure.
What about if I register it with the register of documents and I do not gazette it?
Then how will the world know? The people who will deal with you. Because a gazette is a notice to the world. Yes? You have to inform that I've changed my name. From this day, my name is this.
I'm adopting a new name.
Yes.
So I have to go to the Gazette. Yes. So the process completes at the Gazette.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Kwesiga,
it might not be complete at the Gazette because you'll need to, there are certain changes you might make. Okay. So if I change my name today and it's different from what's on my national ID, I might need to go to NIRA to have it, the changes on all the things. If it's with my passport, I have to effect that change, my bank, with URA, and every NSSF amongst
how many times can I change from one to the other?
There is no limit, but what is the purpose?
What is the purpose?
Exactly, because if I change my name every twice a year, let's say,
Even
you will
yearly?
begin wondering, is this person
Last
a
year you were
criminal?
Patricia, this year you were somebody else.
Are you
next year.
undergoing some identity crisis? What's going on? It raises flags, and people will want to know, why are you changing your name?
Okay.
Of course, that we have, as part of our due diligence, we might call you and ask you why you changed your name on this day, so why are you doing it?
Why are you doing it?
Yes.
Over and over again. Mr. Kwesiga, the conference is coming on, and what now are the preparations like? What is expected ahead of Tuesday? What is this thing that you're doing or getting done to make preparations for this meeting, which I think will be virtual? Is that so?
Yes, thank you, moderator. First of all, this is the first of its kind.
It's the first of its
kind because we were supposed to host it as a physical conference, and then COVID struck. So we said, we wait until, or do we move on? And we took a decision that we can still host it as a virtual conference. Of course, we have other conferences that have been hosted virtually, or a hybrid. You know, some people sit somewhere and others can join in virtually. So now this is 100% completely a virtual conference. And how every attendee, of course we have said corporate organizations, you know, individuals, business associations, yourself, you get on the Corporate Registrars Forum website. It's called corporateregistrarsforum.com. And then from there you can get it, of course, on Twitter, on Facebook, and use that link to get into the website. Then after you register, supply your name, your address, and then you complete the process after sending you an email. Then you are directed on how to join the platform that will be used to host the conference. The conference registration, everything is completely free. You can just join in free. It will be a 3-day conference. We have the program topics that we'll be discussing. So there are topics that are focused on technology. There are topics focused on how registers are operating during this COVID pandemic. There are topics focused on the legal. There are topics focused on how the collaboration with other private and public institutions. So you can look through and see where you have an interest, and you just need your laptop with audio and internet connection, and you're home and dry.
What are some of the challenges that you are facing as URSP in terms of the legal framework, maybe financing, and of course all these others that you feel are not helping you achieve maybe 100% desired results that you would get?
What I can say is that, of course, especially during now the COVID situation, the budget has gone down. So we already have challenges on how to sustain our operations. You know, IT, you need to make sure that the systems are on 24/7, and behind, you know, you need licenses, you need power, you need the computing power. So that's one of the challenges that during this COVID pandemic we are seeing, we are overstretched in terms of budgets and how to sustain our operations. But also it brings opportunities, many opportunities. For example, previously we were looking more at having these solutions provided by foreign companies. And now the airports, you could not move. Then we said, no, we can no longer rely on foreigners to provide us services. Now we are trying to look for homegrown solutions. And we have seen it working. We have, even internally, when COVID struck, our IT team, they developed some tools which we see people can apply and get the registration. But also working with stakeholders, the means of ICT has already sourced for a local company to assist us in developing a modernized business registration system that will ensure that all processes are done online, payments, but also is integrated with with all the stakeholder institutions, both from private and from public. So we see that we also have an opportunity to look at ourselves and say, can't we do this ourselves? So there is a lot of hope that sooner than later we'll have all our operations fully completed.
I actually wanted to ask the same question that you have partly answered. Is can I do this registration myself at the convenience of my anyway, or home or so, that I can register a company, get into URSP, register and all the things formally, or you've not yet put up that system that can help me do it wherever I am to get registered and have a company running in this country? Patricia.
Currently, you can have a name reserved remotely without coming to our office.
Without coming to your office.
You can have a business name. A company you'll submit, but you'll be required to come in. That's why we're saying we want something end to end. Yes, so now it's partially automated.
How would I reserve a name? And how would I be sure that I've actually reserved the name? Take us through that.
Okay, you go to our website, www.ursb.go.ug. You'll see the e-services icon. It's a drop down. You'll click business registration, name reservation. A page will come. You'll fill in your name, your phone number, your email address, and your options. There's a fee for reservation, 20,000, and then you submit, and you'll get a tracking number. How do I pay that? Still online? No. Now, payments, that's why we're talking about integration and having it fully. An assessment is done through the URA portal. And then you will pay, you can pay using mobile money, in a bank, a card, the different methods of payment. We would want a system where, like one of our services, the annual returns, you can have a PRN generated from the system. Okay. Yes. And how sure will I be that my semi-limited, it does not exist anywhere, that it's only me who owns a Semakola Limited or Semakola Investments or anything? Now what happens once your name is, once you submit, you'll get a tracking number, NR, with a 6-digit number. And then once it's approved, you'll get a notification with the approval. It's valid for 30 days. After 30 days, you'll need to reapply. And again, pay more money? No. You'll use the same because you can extend up to 60 days. Okay. Yes, you don't have to pay. How easy is it in this country to open up a company, to register a company, not to open up, but to register a company? How easy is it? How cumbersome is the process also? Now, previously, people had to have all these documents and all, but on our website, we have all the forms uploaded. We have a simplified version of the memorandum and article where you just input your information. So we have tried to make it easy for our users, and the fees are also online. And you can, in case of any challenges, you can contact us. We have a toll-free number, we have a call center, we have a WhatsApp number, and we have a live chat on our website where there's a team that will respond to you. And how long will that take if I have everything with me? For a reservation? Reservation or registration? Or a company? Yes. With the curfew hours, we work till 3 p.m. So you can give it up to 2 days and you'll have your company. If I am registering online, I'm also affected by curfew. You talk about the staff. Remember, the staff are working in office, so we also have to. They have to give them time to go home. So our hours, we work from 8 to 3 p.m. Okay. Yes. How have you leveraged on technology so far, Mr. Kwesiga?
Yeah, thank you. I have already said that technology has enabled us to ensure that services are all over accessible, all over the world actually. Because we manage many registries. So not only the company registry, we have the security interest removal registry, we have the marriage registry, we have the intellectual property registry, which is, we recently launched the online trademark registration module on that. So this technology has enabled us to reach everywhere. Technology has also enabled us to have improved quality, like I've said, of the service. On our part, you can quickly say how many registrations have you done today? It's a click of a button. How many businesses are in this sector? Click of a button. So we see that technology will make it easy for registration on the part, for administration on the part of all the registrant who is applying for the service, but also for us in terms of accessing quality information that we can use even for planning purposes. Okay, someone has sent one here to say the World Bank recently mentioned an end to ease
an end to the ease of doing business annual reports. Will there be an effect felt by special African registries which page their performance against the report and their findings? Question.
Yes, what I can say is that the World Bank doing business rankings have been controversial from the start, you know, because to have one, you know, method that you assess 190 countries, it is not an easy task. So it has been controversial right from the start. Even so, every time we have been engaging them, why can't you change? And it has been improving over time. But the key objective, the what, like His Excellency the President always says, the what is to improve the regulatory environment. That is the objective. That can we have it, the regulatory environment simplified. So over time, there was a fraud, you know, some, I think, bribery allegations that led to suspension of that ranking. But we believe that maybe it will be resolved. It's like when an exam is cheated, you know, they can suspend the year and, you know, and go back and sort the problem and then come up with a more formula that works for all of us. So I have a hope that it will be at some point addressed and then we go back. Because it's an opportunity, like we have said, like CRF, it's another CRF of sort. It's an opportunity to compare. How do I compare with Kenya? How do I compare with Rwanda? Then when you see Rwanda has a better rank, then you dig deep. You dig deep and see how are they doing it better than myself. How is the legal framework that can be robust against you know, fraud? So it is just an opportunity to look through, at your peers and see how you can improve. So whereas it had challenges, but we think that it is a good opportunity to benchmark and improve on yours, and hopefully it will be addressed and to mitigate these areas where they were being misused to jurisdictions' advantages.
Okay, how is our legal framework? How flexible is our legal framework for registrations? For example, now Uganda Registration Services Bureau has got all these things in them. You talked about the IP, you talked about all these other things, and now we also see the trusteeship registrations. We also see non-government organizations registrations, and of course civil society organizations. Don't we have an overlap in our legal framework that also keeps conflicting, or what we think is actually a good law for us to make registrations good in this country?
I don't think there is an overlap, because for NGOs, following the amendment of their law in 2016, you're supposed to incorporate a company limited by guarantee with the RSB, and you go to the NGO Bureau for a permit. And then trusts. Go to
RSB, then go for a permit.
Yes.
At the
now,
NGO board.
Yes.
Okay.
And then for trusts are registered under the Trustees Incorporation Act, and many times trusts involve land, and it's at Ministry of Lands. Yes.
So what do they do with you? For example, yes.
The trust,
they also come to you?
No, they don't come to us per se, because they register with Ministry of Lands.
Okay.
They can only register documents, their documents which they have, and they register with us under the Registration of Documents Act.
Okay. Yes. And is our law good? Is it a flexible law? Is it a good law for us, for the registrations law in this country?
Yes, our law is good, though of course we are currently under legal reform. There are aspects which are missing, which we need to include in our law, and it's like one of the topics going to be discussed at the conference is on beneficial ownership. Beneficial ownership is basically to find out the ultimate beneficiary of shares in a company. Shares are property. So we want to know, like say you have SEMA Limited, who is actually the ultimate beneficiary of those shares in SEMA. So at the conference, we're going to have a presentation from Ghana, their experience on the challenges and opportunities when they were setting up that that registry within the company, that module, let's say, to collect this information within the company's registry.
Okay. Yes. Well, maybe the thing that I also want to know is you've talked about Ghana and quite a number of those. Now, according to Mr. Kwesiga, this is going to be the first of its kind. It's the first conference that we're having. But what precipitated for it to be here? What led to you think about having a conference that brings it all together, the 60 so also registries? What was it that actually prompted you to say, we need to have this conference and hear from them, hear from them, hear from them, hear from us, and then put the things together? What was the cause of this?
First of all, Uganda joined CRF in 2012. CRF has been in place since 2003.
Okay.
So there have been conferences in different jurisdictions. In Africa, we're the fourth to host. Mauritius hosted in 2009, South Africa 2010, 2018 was Botswana.
Okay.
Now 2020 was Uganda, but it was moved to 2021 because of COVID. So for us to host this, it gives us an opportunity to be known out there. Now imagine this is a global, we have members from Asia Pacific, from Europe, from Asia, from Latin America, from the Caribbean, all these places. And this is an opportunity for us to promote Uganda, as a favorable place for people to set up businesses. So during these conferences, of course, there are sponsors and everything, and also certain countries, of course, registries, sometimes you have requests asking you which sector is favorable. So let's say someone seated in New Zealand will attend this conference and know about Uganda. Of course, now that it's virtual, we have information why you should visit Uganda, the investment opportunities, the tourism, the sectors like tourism, manufacturing, and everything. So it's easy to advise someone who wants to set up shop. It creates visibility. And now in the East African community block, we're the first to represent it. And this is the first virtual conference. Usually you pay to attend the conference in the different jurisdictions, but this time it's online and it's free. Okay. So we're going to have, we expect 500 participants. 500
online?
Yes.
Is that what the system can afford? Is that what the system can accommodate? Or that's just what you want to have?
That's...
Because the IT people normally tell us things. Yeah. Is that what you can, you know?
Yeah, the technology platform that we are using is called Pathebo. The technology platform allows you to put different focus group in different rooms. You can actually have even a social event, you can quickly see someone you pick interest in and you get them online and chat on the side. So we have a platform that we are going to use called Pathebo to manage this conference. It's like a hall, people enter from here, these ones go into the certain room, these ones can chat, these ones go for a social event. So we just determined that with a 500 number, we can have a very good conference. So we just capped it at 500, but the technology platform was able to even go beyond that. But we think if we do 500,
you shall have done a good job.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have anything special that we're going to exhibit to the world? We as a URSP, is there anything that we have as unique to us, as very special to us, that one of the things that we're going to show the rest of the world, in New Zealand, in the Pacific, and everywhere, is that we have this thing which is unique to Uganda, but the rest of the world can pick it from us or copy it from us, like the Nigerian situation of the beneficiary, whatever you call it. Do you have anything special? One
unique thing about URSB, unlike other registries, is that we host very many registries. You'll find yes, we have the civil registry, we have the collateral registry, we have the IP office, and insolvency, which is a unique feature for Uganda, because in most countries you'll find the company registry is a standalone.
By itself.
Yes. And then our Uganda TREP, our tax register expansion program, is something unique. The way we collaborate with...
You call it Uganda TREP?
It's called TREP. I said our
tax
Uganda
registration.
Yes,
okay.
It's a unique business module, for lack of a better word, And it shows how government agencies are working towards one thing, which is a good thing, and it's an opportunity for countries to benchmark from us. Yes.
Maybe what I can add also is that on the website for CRF, but also for the conference, we have also marketed Uganda in general. So we are working with the Uganda Tourism Board, Investment Authority, to make sure that they give us their unique products, and they are already on the website, the different videos, investment opportunities, tourism destinations, all that. We have worked with other government institutions to make sure that it is a Uganda hosting, not really URSB. It is Uganda hosting the conference, and when you land on it, you really get the feel of what Uganda is.
Okay, well, time is running out, and we just have about 2 minutes to be out of studios. I'll start with you, Mr. Kwesiga. Finally, what would you love to tell the public as a clarion call to this conference that is coming on next week on Tuesday to Thursday, the CRF conference?
What I can say, first of all, is that whoever is listening out there, viewing, please get on the platform and register. Get on the platform and register. We have already said that it is capped at 500. This is a conference of the whole world. Everyone, the whole world, from the whole world, all continents are on board. So it is also an opportunity for you to interact with the different people over the whole world. Whereas it is primarily focused on bringing together these registration institutions, but different business people, you know, law firms, technology companies, all you can get on the platform and register. Fortunately, it is for free. Okay. So I call upon all of us to log on the platform. It is an opportunity. Like I've said, it's a 3-day conference. Okay. You can look through the program. I certainly know that there will be an area where you have an interest. An area where, you know, digital signatures, how are they applied? Identity solutions, how are they applied? Beneficial ownership, you have looked about it, you know. Payment, e-payments, we are talking about that. We have talked about the legal reform. So I certainly know that there will be an interest, an area of all of us, an area of interest that you can benefit. But also it's an opportunity for you to know how other jurisdictions operate. How do they register a company in Kenya, in Mauritius, in Estonia, in New Zealand, you know. You know, but that how is it done elsewhere? Okay. And possibly Ugandans will be there also in looking for opportunities to do business.
To register companies elsewhere. Yes, thank you so much. Patricia Opoka.
Thank you.
Finally, from you, your last comment.
Okay, thank you, our viewers. Please register for this conference. It's an opportunity to listen to presentations on different topical areas. We also have blockchain and artificial intelligence. We have partnering with government, cross-border integration with business registries, amongst others. And it's also an opportunity for business owners to know where to go. And you might see someone during the social hour and you start up a conversation. So we'll be waiting. Follow us on our Twitter, on our page, and let's all enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Patricia Opoka, the manager for registrations and licensing, document registrations and licensing from URSB, and of course the director for ICT, Mr. Kwesiga. I thank you for joining us here today. To just remind you that the conference will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week. That's the 9th, 10th, and the 11th of November. Just get into the platform, like Kwesiga says. It's
corporateregistersforum.com.
www.corporateregistersforum.com. Yeah. And once you're there, be one of the 500. It's capped there. It can extend, but just be one of the 500. Don't come in as 501 or 2 or 3 or even 600 to be given that last minute opportunity. But thank you so much. My name is Jagana Semakola Ziksoka. Wishing you all the best and thanking you so much for today. We again talk tomorrow in our Pan-African Friday. For God and my country, stay blessed and good morning. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala.